Good morning. It is time to skip the BS. Time for Undisputed. Time for me to say, how about them Eagles? Ugh. Richard Sherman will join us in just a couple of minutes here on Undisputed, but it is now time for me to welcome Michael, Irvin, and Keyshawn Johnson to go deep on what they saw last night, because the Eagles broke up in last night's game in Philadelphia with one of their patented 83-yard, 13-play drives that killed almost 7 minutes of fourth quarter clock.
Smart.
Yep, finally made it 31-17 over in the Dolphins. That was the final score. So, the Dolphins managed only 17 points and 244 yards, about half of what they had been averaging. Mr. Irvin, what did the Eagles prove to you last night?
Well, the Eagles, and when you're a championship team, you want to be able to say, hey, we didn't play our best and we still win football games. But what I saw last night with the Eagles, and I told you guys here, as I sat and watched football yesterday, it was a peaceful day. I did not have the worry. Did not have the stress.
Good point. I know what you're talking about.
And I was able to just absorb information, take it in, ingest, digest, and now I'm ready to give it back to you. And it was good information, great information. What I saw with those Eagles, first of all, I told you guys right here that that game was going to be won or lost right on the offense and defensive lines. And that game started out. They were playing that darn rockin' music. I said, Did y'all see that opening that Rocket was playing in Philly? I said, boy, somebody finna get hit in the mouth. That's what that was. And Philly came out, and you talked about it, Skip, with that patented drive. Yeah. I would have done the same thing because it set the stage. I thought this was very interesting in that element and everything. This set the stage for the kind of football game it was going to be. You remember when I talked about it last week, those players in Philly said, we can't run with this team. We must bring them pain. And they started out early bringing them pain. I thought to myself, no way Miami can play with this. No way. What, when Jalen Carter rushed, what he did to that whole interior Miami offensive line, I said, it scared me. I thought this was about to be a blowout. I said they were about to run Miami right out the park. And that defense was physical. But Miami stuck in there. Miami stuck in because that second quarter, late in the game, Miami started coming back. And put Philadelphia in a football game. We'll get into that. They put them in a football game. Now, it's about the winners right now. Then we'll get to Miami. The winner right now, and I'm going to tell you why Philly is the best right now. Why I like Philly. You mentioned it when you talk about the Cowboys.
Yep.
You always say you call him 11 from heaven.
Thank you.
Well, they have an 11 from heaven.
He's on the other side of the ball.
AB, now I'm telling everybody, I know we say AB, everybody thinks about the other.
No,
but that's AB 84.
That one.
This is AB 11. I'm calling them AB 11 because it's all about 11 for the Philadelphia Eagles. AB all about. Y'all get what I'm saying? This is a bad boy right here. And I got receipts on this because we did it on the other show yesterday talking about which receiver would you take. And everybody thought I was going to say Tyreek Hill, but I went AB 11 right here. This 6'4", 225-pound monster is not just making plays. I mean, it's the kind of catches he's making, that he's covering up any blemish on Jalen Hurts and a lot of the blemishes that are going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Whenever they get in a situation, they're just saying, AB 11 from heaven, make a play. And he's been making plays, man. He is right now incredible. That's what I took away. Now, we're going to keep talking about this. I go on the Miami side, but Philly, that was a good win for Philly.
No, we'll stay right with Philly then, since it was a great win for Philadelphia. Best team in the NFC. And now we'll get an opportunity to see the San Francisco 49ers tonight. But when you talk about Philadelphia and what they were able to do on both sides of the ball, and I know, Michael, you said that the Miami Dolphins were hanging around, so to speak, however you want to couch it. But at the end of the day, Philadelphia was in total control of this football game on the outset. When you look at what they were able to do offensively, you look at that young man in Jalen Hurts, he throws an interception, that's a tip ball, it's tied up 17-17. There was no panic at all in his eyes. You can look around the National Football League yesterday and any other week, and you see panic in quarterbacks' eyes when something goes wrong. That wasn't the case with Jalen Hurts. It was not the case with Devontae Smith, not the case with A.J. Brown, as you mentioned. And when you look at Swift at the running back spot, he did not give you 150 yards, but what he did is when he needed to tote that football, he toted it the right way. So offensively, Kelsey pulling, coming out of the center position, the tight end, making plays consistently down the field for them offensively. And then when you talk about defensively, they showed up in a way that many people didn't think going into this game. They figured, okay, it's going to be a track meet. Waddle did get injured and had to leave the game, but when you look at Tyreek Hill, he had an explosive touchdown play. I still would say, get your hands on him. Don't just allow him just to run free. I know it's scary to get all the way up on him. You're scared to death, but at least try. At least try to some degree. They negated the running game on the Miami side. First half, Miami had minus 7 points running, 7 yards running the football. When that happens, you are now at an advantage because of what Miami wants to do offensively. And then you talk about
the run game.
Somehow I'll slide the Dallas Cowboys in this equation. Somehow. You talked about A.J. Brown as the 11 from heaven. Well, Hassan Reddick ain't, that dude coming off that edge, whether he's blocked or unblocked, whether he's harassing, the pressure just in the way, he did that pretty much all night long. They had to account for him. And when that happens, you do something in the mindset with the offensive line. And I look at this team in Philadelphia without seeing the San Francisco 49ers tonight against the Minnesota Vikings. I look at this team in Philly, and I say they're the best team in the NFC. They are the best team in the NFC because they answered. A week ago, people were pointing fingers and saying, well, there's a book on you. Can't throw the ball all over. You can't do this, can't do that. What is Philadelphia all about? Philadelphia is all about balance and playing and understanding that we have to answer the bell based on what happened against New York. In New York, we're going to answer it, and they did it on a big stage. So you have to tip your hat off to them. You have to.
We tip your hat. We're going to come back around to it.
Time out. Did you forget about the other team in the NFC just because they didn't play yesterday, as Michael alluded to? Did you forget there's this team in Dallas? They're still afloat. They're still alive. They're members of the NFC East.
In my eye when you start talking.
Really? Huh? Well, I feel like I just swallowed a bug after I listened to your argument or the case that you made. And I'm going to be the first to admit, before I launch on this, I just don't like the Philadelphia Eagles because I never liked them since I was a little kid. I don't think Michael Irvin likes the Eagles because his career virtually ended there. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And they didn't treat him very well that day. So whatever.
No,
and so
like that.
You're more objective than I am about the Eagles. But I got to tell you, last night to me was more about the team that lost 31-17 because it's fraudulent. It's not what everybody raved about what it is. It's just if they can't run the ball at all, if you just say we are going to take all of your sleight of handoff away, all your speed this and your counter this and all the hocus pocus that you try to run the football with, if we take that away and make Lil Tua stand back there and try to beat us with his arm, he cannot beat you with his arm. And by the way, he got away last night with 4 or 5 completed passes that were just passes and prayers. He just flings it up and it floats and somehow somebody catches it. He was very lucky he didn't have 3 or 4 interceptions last night. And if I could show you the first offensive play of the game for the Dolphins, what was this? Mike McDaniel saying, I'm a wizard. Watch me on the solo Sunday night stage. The first play, look at Tyreek. He lines up under tackle? I don't know what is that? And they get a delay a game. And I'm saying, okay, they're going to lose. They're going to lose because Mike McDaniel's coming in here saying, I got to out-trick them. No, you don't. Come on. You just line up and play football. Is that what you have to do on the first play of the game? What is Tyreek doing? Have you ever seen this before? I've never seen that. Yeah. Have you ever seen a wide receiver line up under? What's he under? The tackle?
Tight split. Well, he's messing with the defense here.
Okay, fine.
He knows that they've gone through a whole week of practice, moving now around number 11. trying to identify how to spot up and how to call a defense.
Okay, but you get a delay of game on your first offensive play? That won't work for me. I am sorry. And then, look, I believe in Jalen Hurts. I said the moment he was drafted, I just immediately tweeted that he's going to be better than Carson Wentz immediately. And then ultimately I said he will change life in Philadelphia. But he is turning the ball over at a high rate now. And he turned it over two more. And by the way, would you believe he has the second most turnovers so far in the NFL to Desmond Ridder? He's second in turnovers. Wow, interesting. Oh, but I didn't hear that from Keyshawn. I didn't hear that at all. That was a ball don't lie because they got screwed on the face mask on Cedric Wilson. Huh? Cedric Wilson?
A good job.
Okay, but Cedric Wilson got face mask, and it should have been something, either a mask or a pass interference. Ball don't lie. So the ball got tipped where it was supposed to go, and it got picked six, and all of a sudden it's 17.
The ball had a brain to lie.
Well, it does. It's just like in basketball. Ball don't lie. So the point is that Jalen Hurts comes out in the second half, and he's wearing a knee brace. And I'm saying, uh-oh, here we go again. He missed a bunch of games last year. He does run with the football. He does put himself in harm's way. And here we go again. And he got away with it in the second half, but they were very tight-lipped after the game because it felt like he banged up his knee. I don't know the extent of it, but it felt like it was not good. Am I right? Am I right?
The man said I'm going to be fine.
Well, what else are you going to say? What are you going to say?
He was limping when he
was limping, and he limped away from that interview.
And he said, "I'll be fine."
But now, wait.
Why you can't take the man at his word, Skip?
Yeah, but I can
you know, and I know.
No, I don't know. I only know what he said.
Hold on. I want to take him at his word, but I thought that was interesting how he slipped it in. I was saying when he slipped it in is that some form of admission, excuse? I don't know what it is. Why are you slipping
for what?
I don't know, but what for having 10 turnovers at this time?
Yes, he's got 10 turnovers.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all are going to drive me crazy, Michael.
Okay, but I want to get back to this game because he did what he needed to do yesterday to win that football game. Right? That's true. Now let's talk about this now because you said that they controlled the game the whole game. I don't subscribe to that.
You don't?
I thought that the way I saw it with my 5 eyes, the way I saw it was
the way you wanted to see it.
Philadelphia, no, way it went down. Philadelphia hit him in the mouth, physically hit him in the mouth. Miami looked shocked at how Philly hit him in the mouth. But then they settled in, and they started moving that ball up and down against Philadelphia. They were moving sideways, they were hitting holes running the ball. Let me tell you something. That drop pass by Tyreek Hill was humongous. It was humongous. Let's break that down. Let's break it down. If he'd have caught that touchdown, it would have made it 17-17. 17-17. And now if it's 17-17, and then you get the next play. Tyreek Hill don't drop that ball. He gets that touchdown. It's 17-17. That ball right here. Now, wait. Let me finish. We can call this an anomaly because Tyreek Hill makes this play all the time. All the time. It's so funny. I don't mean to digress, but let me just say
this. You're digressing.
Skip, right quick. But Skip, you'll get this. Skip, you'll get it. Watching this, it reminds you so much of yesterday. You remember Dan Marino and them two little receivers, Duper and Clayton, and they ran right down the seams. They used to creep right down the seam. I'm from Miami. I was sitting there saying, as they were coming back, I said,
coming back?
This looks like something right here.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean coming back? If they would have hit that pass right there, listen what I'm saying. If they would have hit that pass, let me finish. That would have been 17-17. Now you come back out after you kick the ball off, you get an interception. Miami up 24-17, so they were not always in control. Listen,
now you go. I'm just cast the interception after the touchdown.
No. I'm telling you. Yeah, wait a minute.
You go just automatically say at 17-17 that Philly gonna throw a pick. They gonna run the same play at 17-17 that they ran.
Well, we don't know. All we can do is take down what happened in the game. That play did happen. If they scored that touchdown, they would have kicked the ball off. They'd have had the ball probably in that area anyway. So those are possibilities. That's all I'm saying. I'm just combating this. You think they were totally in control of the game the whole time. That is not the absolute truth. And I can't let the people come here this early in the morning and leave with something that's not the truth. I'm sorry,
Michael Irvin, what you are trying to do is flip the script.
No.
It's what you're trying to do. Yes, Tyreek, if Tyreek scores, it's 17-17.
Right.
But you're not going to sit up here and cap people out by saying, oh, well, they're going to get the ball at the 25-yard line anyway, and then they're going to run the same play and throw an interception. That's not true. You know, if it's 17-17 at that time, the mindset on Nick Sirianni and the offensive staff is different than they was at that point in time. You know that.
So you're saying if it's 17-17, the game is tighter, they won't trust Jalen to throw it?
No, I'm not.
Or you saying they don't trust Jalen Hurts there to throw the ball?
I never said that at all.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
What I said is the play selection will be different at that point in time, opposed to going out, stopping him from scoring.
But would they allow him to throw the ball? And he has 10 turnovers already.
Of course they allow him to throw the ball. He threw the ball all day long to A.J. Green. 15 targets, 10 receptions, a buck 37, 42-yard long and a touchdown. He threw the football.
You won't receive the reality. Just
Dallas Goedert, the tight end, caught the foot. He threw it. You know, he scored a touchdown. He caught crucial plays because they allowed Jalen Hurts to throw the football. I understand you and Skip. I get it. You guys want the Philadelphia Eagles to feel a certain way about their win. You also, Skip in particular, would like to.
This game.
I'm going to get there. It's this game. But your little tricks to try to figure out how to discredit Philadelphia to uplift the Dallas Cowboys who didn't play. Okay. Yes, don't lean back on me and try it. It's not going to work.
I'm trying to get Miami.
Skip said that Miami is fraudulent. 2 weeks ago, Miami offense was the world beater. The Denver Broncos, they hung 70 on them. Everybody was going crazy about it.
You were. I wasn't.
No, I was never going. Because one thing that I said, if you remember, and I always say this, regardless if the weather is at 20 degrees or 40 degrees, when you come from South Florida, in the Florida area, and you go to cold places, something just, I don't know what it is. It does not travel well.
All right.
And I've seen that against Philadelphia.
Okay, you got it. So what do the Eagles do best? They play keep away because their quarterback can convert third downs and especially fourth downs. And by the way, I'm going to say it again. Whatever you want to call that sneak play, in my career, in all my years watching your game, I have never seen a more unstoppable play than that play. I never in my lifetime thought
for them.
Unstoppable. That's what I'm saying, because usually, no matter how great the play is, there's an answer for it. And I have not seen anybody come close to having an answer for that play. So I give you that. That's how, remember, they converted 4 of 4 fourth downs last night. They were only 4 of 12 on third down. But if you add in the fourth downs, wait, they're 8 of 16. That works. That's how you play keep away because they won time of possession. Here's the real final score. It's 37 minutes to 23 minutes. So the Dolphins just don't have the ball enough to do the damage that they usually do. Even though they're quick strike, they could not run a lick because they wind up with 12 carries, the Dolphins did, for 45 yards, and that included one Mostert where he got loose for 21 yards. Okay, so that means 11 times they ran it for 24 yards. Do the math on that. That's horrendous. The Eagles just said, we're taking away all of your hocus pocus. You're not going to trick us. We'll just make you eat it. And finally,
do they not get credit for that?
They do. Okay. But it's not that hard to do that to the Dolphins.
What do you mean it's not
and then little Tua stands back there and throws off his back foot and just throws one of his puff balls way out of his interception. I don't know what route Waddle and Mostert are running. They look like they're running the same route to me, but he just throws a puff ball and big play Slade just says, oh, thank you very much. And it floats and it hangs and it floats and like a punt. He throws punts. And guess what? They picked it off, and that was basically the game.
But you got to give Philadelphia the credit for creating those issues for them. Skip, you say, oh, he just throws a puff ball. I don't know what that. It was because the pressure comes to bear. The defense caused those issues for the Miami Dolphins offense. It's simple. That's what they're going to do to the Cowboys in 2 weeks. They're going to cause issues.
Okay, and wait a second. They caused so many issues last year that Cooper Rush goes in there to Philadelphia last year.
We're not talking about last year.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you what happened. The same thing happened because Cooper Rush cut the score to 20-17 in the fourth quarter, and then they go on a 9-minute drive, and they just keep converting. Third down.
What are they supposed to do? Not convert for you? They're not supposed to convert for you. They're just not supposed to convert.
Can I ask you guys this question? How is it that we are watching the same thing and getting such a different perspective of this? Skip, I cannot buy into that Miami is fraudulent.
Thing.
No, God, I don't see. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Now, I just told you how close this game was. How close this game was. And Philly, 11 for heaven, and AB 11 is a bad man. But Miami has something coming. They have at least two something coming. It's one called Xavier Howard and one called Jalen Ramsey that'll help you with AB from 11. So let's stop burying Miami, because really what you'll find out, you think you're burying them. I heard Mike McDaniel say something yesterday, and I like what he said. He said, this is a young team. We have to see games like this. We have to see this kind of intensity. We have to see it in this kind of environment. This is going to help us down the road when we get them other real dogs back and stop that, or at least slow down that AB 11. We're going to be much better. The Miami is still right where they want to be. I thought Tua in that offense, they took a hit early, but they came back, and we are here talking. Had not they dropped that ball, Tyreek Hill, who doesn't drop balls, we got a tie game. And Mostert was one little quick hit away from that 21-yard from scoring another touchdown.
Yeah, Swift was too.
Miami was right in this game.
And Swift was 1 yard away.
What I'm saying, if you're saying Philly is the best team in the National Football League,
I said
then
NFC.
Miami.
I said NFC.
Okay, the best team in the NFC. Then Miami, you can't say Miami a fraud, because Miami is right up there.
I never called them a fraud.
I'm saying both of y'all are hurting my ears with this.
I didn't say fraud, though.
It just did sound right.
Nonsense.
Now, I give Skip this, though. But Skip, you said this. That tush push or brotherly love or brotherly shove, whatever you call it, is almost insane. And I'm going to tell you what I heard there last night, too. I heard the players talking about, they got 4 pages of technique on this play. So everybody else,
page and a half. That's what Dallas got us. Whatever. That's a lot. On this?
On this technique. So you just think it's a bunch of people moving, and it's not. There's a technique to it that blows your mind. That's incredible, but it is okay.
But nobody else could do it.
Nobody else can do it. That's why they've been trying.
They don't have the personnel to do it.
They don't have the quarterback to do it.
The personnel, they don't have
that guy.
Yeah.
And by the way, the other Kelsey is.
But also, let me just say this right quick. He was talking technique, and if you watch it, there's a system to it. Like the first Kelsey and them, they move first. Jalen Hurts don't start moving his legs till after they move. And see, I watched other people try it the other day, and they try to move it early, and the quarterback's legs get taken out from under them. They don't get to rotate. I'm telling you, it's a technique too. I'm going to study it and learn it and bring it to you guys. Don't worry about it.
You can just bring it to Dallas.
I'm going to give the Dolphins this also. They were down at the end of the game, 3 starting offensive linemen. So, okay, I give you that. And I also get to give one nod to the Eagles, because they went through that whole game last night with 0 penalties. And if you can have 0 penalties in a big stage national TV game, my hat is way off to you.
It was down 3 starting linemen, 2 DBs,
all right,
all this and that. So you taking credit away from Philadelphia again.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Again.
I'm trying with all my might.
It is facts.
Best team, said he, in the NFC. Best team?
I never, ever said it wasn't facts. What I am saying is Skip is taking credit away from Philadelphia by even mentioning that.
You saying when Skip says it, it takes credit away. If anybody else says it, it's just true. That doesn't make much sense.
Thank you.
It's just the reality. Come on, man. I can't be the intermediate. I can't do this, man.
Oh, man. I can't wait for Philly to play Dallas. All y'all doing is making it worse. Y'all last week on Friday said, how would I take on you two when Philadelphia lost? I'm up here by myself because I picked Philadelphia and they won.
Well,
y'all ain't got nothing to say. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. Nothing.
All right, now we got to talk about a really good team. Like a truly not fraudulent, great team. It's Lamar. It's the Ravens. Look out.
Ooh. Skip, man, you ain't talk. How you know, Skip? How you know? We ain't even talking.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.